End of season 1, we see Robbie kind of like searching a little bit for Peyton.
Yeah.
So what will we see? Do you know anything about season 2, like that continuation? Because she's completely disappeared.
She has. It's not about him, obviously. That, and I don't think he ever took it personally. It's why she ran, the reasons between for her absence. It's bigger than two people who just met and were kind of at the fringes of starting a relationship. So I don't think there's any hard feelings, and I think while it might be awkward if there are future meetings, I don't think it's going to be this big, because they only just start. Like, I think, not to knock it, but I was only in 2 scenes with Ali. You know, like, we met at the police station and then we had 1 date. It was a very, very early relationship. But the storyline, the finale, her finding out that Liv's a zombie, that was far bigger than that. So, yeah, but as I'm aware, as I've heard, I've been staying away from spoilers for my own personal reasons, but there is some resolution to that relationship.
And then when Robbie got bit, was there a moment where, did you have an opinion as to whether you wanted him to become a zombie? Because it was like kind of a shock value where you didn't know what was going to happen.
Oh, it was never, ever up for debate. Like, we always knew this was just to end on a cliffhanger. It was just to mess with everyone. It was like, it was never a thing. I don't actually want to be a zombie. No, I'm really, really happy with my character, and it's the feedback and the way people have responded to Ravi has been just insane, and I just like him as he is, and if it does grow stale, and if people do get bored, and if it is just a one-trick pony, I'm happy to switch it up. But right now, I just want to just see more of these same characters, because we had quite a short season, and I think everyone was just finding their stride and having fun, and I just want to see some more Ravi. I don't need to see him in any drastic turns just yet. Yeah.
Have you tried on a white wig just to see what it would look like?
I tried on some dreadlocks. I have like I'm like a 6-year-old when we're working. To just keep energy up, so I'm always messing around in the hair and wigs department, and they had Pam Grier's dreadlocks from the film, so they got on, but I haven't tried the I think I'll look like Colonel Sanders, like the KFC kind of thing, if I zombied up, so I'm holding off that look just yet. Yeah.
So the writing on the show is has a very sarcastic but humorous tone to it, and your dialogue obviously has that as well. So do you infuse any of yourself into that, or do you like influence the writers in how you want Ravi to be spoken?
No, it's a very organic. What happens is when you start with a pilot, they have the character in mind, their opinion, it's their idea of the character, and as an actor you're just playing what they want. But then at the exact same time, once they see it and it's up and running, they're already thinking, by episode 2 now they're writing for you, and it becomes your kind of shared vision. It's a really strange thing. But in terms of humour and comedy, I am a huge fan of Ricky Gervais, and me and Rose are obsessed with him. And I was an extra in The Office when I was younger. Like, it was just a huge deal to me. And I did have a tendency in the pilot, and they've had to rein me in, where I would literally impersonate Ricky. That's the only way I knew how to be funny, was I'll just copy what he does. But now, I guess, we're at a point where I see jokes and I'm like, I don't have to reach as hard. I feel like, that works. They know my cadence. They know how I like to play with this. It's still not me, because I'm nowhere near as energetic as Ravi, and I'm much darker and lower energy and pessimistic. But yeah, I think they write to our strengths. They see that, they identify it, and then they adjust.
That line where he says, "I don't even need to be this good looking, it's just icing." Can you, where did that line come from? Because it's like your best line. It's amazing.
It came from Diane, and
Did you propose it?
Actually, it came from, if I remember correctly, we had Ravi's a geek, and we are so careful, and I'm very protective of it too. I don't like lazy stereotypes. I hate them. And it comes from his ethnicity, it comes from his career. I didn't want any lazy stereotypes. You guys have seen that crap before in other shows. And it was Diane, I think, who said, no, Ravi gets girls. At the end of the day, just because he's an Indian guy who's a doctor and a bit of a geek, why do we have to do that same thing? He's 6'4", he's British, and they had this conversation, and I think it almost made its way into that whole speech was almost how the writers felt about the character, and that's how I got it.
Scripts are so well written, obviously. It's such, you just talk about how the great dialogue in it, but is there any room for an improv or ad lib in it? You guys throw it in there? Does it stay in?
There is again, it was our first season, we're new, we didn't really take liberties with that, but I did get one line, which was an homage to James Bond. At the radio host was electrocuted, there was a joke there, and I asked if I could just say shocking, which is from Goldfinger, I think it's from Goldfinger. It was my homage to Sean Connery. That's the only ad lib I think I did.